Recently, breaking news has captured the attention of social networks and the main media. The death of the president of Iran, Ebrahim Raisi, which occurred this Monday. This event has great geopolitical relevance and is related to both Israel and biblical prophecies about the end of the world. The magnitude of this event has aroused global interest, generating various speculations about the circumstances of his death. The questions are inevitable. Was this accident simply a coincidence, or are there hidden factors behind this? Could this be divine intervention in the events that are unfolding? As Christians, it is essential to reflect on how to interpret these events. What implications do they have in the context of our faith and biblical prophecies? What should be our position and what can we say about it? In this analysis, we will address these questions, providing a technical and detailed vision of this news of global impact. At the end of the video, I will also offer an important warning addressed to the Christian community, highlighting the spiritual and prophetic implications of this event. Before continuing, support us by liking this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to activate the notification bell so that YouTube notifies you every time we upload a new video. Let's start. Before delving into the analysis, it is necessary to provide a detailed technical context about this news. Since Sunday, multiple alerts have been sent to our devices. Mobile phones, reporting on the disappearance of the helicopter carrying the president of Iran, Ebrahim Raisi. President Raisi, accompanied by an official delegation, had undertaken a trip to a specific region of the country. During the return, one of the 3 helicopters of the presidential delegation, which was transporting the president, lost contact with the control centers and disappeared. This aircraft failed to complete the return journey, which has raised a series of questions and triggered an emergency search and rescue operation. Numerous videos speculated about the president's fate, including the possibility of his death. On Monday, the worst was confirmed. The helicopter has been found, and President Ebrahim Raisi, known for his controversial record, has been found dead along with the other passengers, his foreign minister, Hossein Amir-Abdollahian, and 5 other people. This event has caused a great impact in the political sphere, generating speculation about the possible involvement of Israel, although Israeli authorities have denied any involvement in the accident. The situation has put Iran under great pressure, with opponents celebrating and others mourning the loss. Uncertainty is raised about the next Iranian leader and the government changes that could follow. From a Christian perspective, it is essential to emphasize that we do not celebrate the death of any person, regardless of their religion or background. The loss of a human life is a tragedy. However, this incident invites us to reflect on an unwavering biblical principle: those who curse Israel attract the wrath of God. In this video, we will analyze this principle in depth, evaluating its relevance and applicability in the current geopolitical context. Through a technical and persuasive approach, we will discuss the spiritual implications and biblical teachings that should guide our understanding of these events. The exact cause of the helicopter crash and the circumstances of the Iranian president's death are still under investigation. There are many aspects that have not yet been clarified. However, various television networks have confirmed the death of President Ebrahim Raisi, which has already been verified and corroborated by the news. The presidents and leaders of various countries have made public their condolences and feelings of regret over the tragic loss of the president of Iran. Your expressions of solidarity and support have spanned a broad political and geographic spectrum, reflecting the importance and global impact of this event. The Chief of the General Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces, Major General Mohammad Bagheri, announced the formation of a high-ranking commission to investigate the causes of the accident. While investigations continue, more details about the incident are expected to be revealed in the coming days. It will be crucial to analyze these findings to fully understand the implications of the event. However, we anticipate that this event will have significant political and geopolitical repercussions. Now, I want to share my opinion from a biblical and eschatological perspective. It is essential to note that both the Iranian president and his nation have maintained a historical hostility toward Israel, an animosity that is not recent, but dates back to ancient times. In fact, we have a video on our channel in which we delve into the origin of Iran and its current conflict with Israel. You cannot miss it. Let's continue. In the book of the prophet Daniel, there is an interesting detail in chapter 10, verses 13 and 14. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia opposed me for 21 days. But behold, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. I have come to let you know what is to come to your people in the last days, because the vision is for those days. The angel explained to Daniel why his prayers had been delayed. The prince of the kingdom of Persia had opposed it for 21 days. Who is this prince or ruler who for so long prevented the answer to Daniel's prayer? Since the archangel Michael, protector of Israel, is called to battle, it must be an evil angelic power, someone stronger than a mere human prince. In the biblical account, a prince of Persia is mentioned, referring to a spiritual entity with influence in the region and the government. This satanic principality opposed an angel, preventing the arrival of blessings on Israel. This suggests the continued presence of adversarial spiritual forces, represented by Persia in ancient times and by Iran today. Since the time of Daniel, this spiritual and political struggle has sought to hinder divine blessing to God's people. Importantly, Persia is the modern equivalent of Iran. When we analyze current politics, it is evident that Iran has been one of the countries with the most hostile stance towards Israel, even openly expressing its desire to destroy God's people, both indirectly and directly. Iran has supported actions such as those carried out by Hamas during the recent conflicts in Israel, resulting in considerable loss of life. From this country, images were spread of political leaders celebrating and praising such actions as a victory in the name of their faith. This technical and objective analysis highlights Iran's aggressive stance towards Israel, evidencing its role in the current political scenario. The fundamental question lies in identifying those responsible behind these events. It is undeniable that Iran, along with its president, plays a relevant role in these events. Who was the architect behind the missile launch towards Israel a month ago? And who uttered curses against Israel in previous months? According to biblical teaching, it is established that those who curse Israel will face the consequences of divine wrath. This statement reflects the spiritual and geopolitical importance attributed to the people of Israel in the sacred scriptures, as well as the need to recognize and respect their place in the divine plan. The Iranian president in question, in November 2023, expressed his wish that God, referring to Allah, would liberate Palestine quickly in the hope of witnessing the end of Israel and celebrating its destruction. It is noted that this individual has repeatedly issued statements against Israel, cursing the country and expressing his desire for its disappearance. For some people in the media, the incident could be interpreted as an event caused by mechanical failures or unfavorable weather conditions. However, for those of us who examine the scriptures, we understand that there is a spiritual element that transcends the merely physical or technical. It is important to remember that Israel is God's chosen people, and He Himself is responsible for defending and protecting His people. The word that God gave to Abraham has a significant impact on all Jews and the nation of Israel. Let's read Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you, and all the families of the earth will be blessed in you. While God blesses the people, plural, who bless Abram or his descendants, his curse will fall on the person, singular, who curses him or his descendants. The last and most important element of God's promises to Abram and his descendants was that all the families of the earth would be blessed through him, the Jews, who are his descendants. It is relevant to remember that in the past, the former president of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez, issued a curse against Israel, expressing his discomfort from the depths of his being. Notably, shortly after these statements, Chavez was diagnosed with cancer, an illness that ultimately resulted in his death. Dear listeners, on our channel, we discuss in depth the case of 10 people who cursed Israel and subsequently experienced events that led to their demise. We invite you to watch the video for more details on this interesting topic. Therefore, I want to encourage and warn the people of God this afternoon by saying this. There are brothers who do not understand that there is still a plan of God with Israel, and who say that Israel is no longer the people of God. My dear brother, it is too much of a coincidence. Israel is still a people, a nation that has a promise of restoration, and when the time of the church ends, God is going to restore Israel. He will put in them the spirit of prayer so that they cry out to the Messiah, to Christ Jesus, and thus they will be saved, because God is faithful with the promises He gave to their parents, and that is why this principle still stands. I want then to warn the people of God, be careful with cursing Israel. The word of God commands us to bless Israel, to pray that peace be within its walls, and to pray that God's plans are executed on this nation that we love so much. It is imperative to recognize that God has an ongoing purpose for the nation of Israel. Throughout biblical history, and even today, we see evidence of a prophetic plan developing for Israel. From the covenant that God established with Abraham, promising to bless those who bless his descendants and curse those who curse them, to the prophecies that speak of his restoration and redemption in the end times. It is clear that Israel occupies a special place in God's heart and plans. Therefore, we must be attentive to how God continues to work in the history of Israel, knowing that his relationship with this nation is an integral part of his plan for humanity. Remember that Israel was restored on the 14th of May in the year 1948, and from that day onwards, multiple nations waged war against Israel to destroy it, but they have not succeeded, because with them is the Mighty One of Israel. And if you are a Christian, you do not have inferior protection. You have the same God of Israel on your side who protects you, who cares for you, who is with you because the angel of Jehovah camps around those who fear him and defend them. In times like these, when the world seems to be in constant change and turbulence, it is crucial that Christian people take a moment to reflect and pray. We are living in an era that many consider to be part of the prophetic times described in the Bible. The signs of the times, both globally and spiritually, remind us of the importance of staying in tune with God's will and purposes. It is a call to reflect, to look beyond the distractions of the world and tune our hearts to the voice of God. It is a call to pray fervently for discernment, wisdom, and divine guidance amid the challenges and uncertainties we face. Instead of giving in to fear or anxiety, we should seek the strength and comfort that can only come from an intimate relationship with our Creator. Let us remember that, as followers of Christ, we are called to be light in the darkness and salt on the earth. In these prophetic times, our faith and hope must shine even brighter. May our lives reflect the love, grace, and truth of Christ in all we do. May our prayers be a testimony of our confidence in the sovereign power of God to guide and protect His people in the midst of any adversity. As you come to the end of this video, we trust that the information shared has resonated with you and given you a new perspective or understanding on the topic. Furthermore, with the recent news about the death of the Iranian president, it is even more crucial to reflect on global events and how they impact the world as a whole. And so we come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the content and found it useful. See you in the next video. God bless you.